Hello guys, I am teaching American government. Okay, so my learning standard for my first day and the second day is opportunities for civic engagement within the structures of government are made possible through political and public policy processes. The objective is students will be able to identify a local issue, research potential solutions with the article that I will show you, or right there, and propose an action plan to address the problem through political and public policy processes. Materials needed, internet access, of course, handouts, a whiteboard or desktop as smart, and a reading selection. So the opening activity. So the first 10 minutes, I'm gonna ask, what do you know or what problems do you see in our local community? I gave examples. I'm gonna give examples just in case. So after that, we're gonna have students individually choose one issue from the list that interests them. Okay. And then I gotta fix these times, but yeah. Then we have our reading and discussion. So I'm gonna give the article to you guys. After I give y'all time to read the article, we're gonna discuss potential solutions to the issue and different avenues for civic engagement. Okay, my culminating, yeah, my culminating activity. Now, guys, this isn't as big as y'all think. Okay, is research and analysis, or yeah. So I'm gonna have you research your chosen issue, and and I'm gonna have you give potential solutions and relevant political or public policy processes. Then we're gonna have a group discussion, like real quick. These times is yeah, but yeah, a group discussions based on similar issues and discuss their basically where y'all discuss like what y'all found on y'all issue. And boom, I'm done.
Okay, good. So closing activity.
Is that not
I
the
see
group discussion?
This is great opening and culminating. I don't see a
Yeah,
closing
the-
activity. How are you gonna
You're
pull the class together and close it?
a group discussion.
Okay, that's not here in your lesson plan. So that needs to be here in your lesson plan when you actually teach this.
Okay.
Okay? Good. Very good details, but I do have a few questions.
Mhm.
Where it says materials needed, it says handouts. What handouts?
So basically the handout really isn't a handout, it's just you writing like what you like, because you're not just gonna blurt out local issues in our community. You're gonna write it down, basically.
Okay, so you don't need handouts, right? What do they need in order to do that? And when you
Just
say,
take-
when you speak, don't say you, say the students, because that's what you're talking about, right? So they're gonna need what, notebook paper? Okay, so that's how you list that, label that as notebook paper that they would need. Because if I was coming into your classroom and I saw this lesson plan, I would expect you to give them a handout. Got it? Okay, so the next question I have is, in your opening, it says that after the brainstorming, you're gonna write these on the board. You're gonna write down the brainstorm issues that they see in their local community. Write these on the board. Who's writing them on the board? Okay. So every time a student, what are you gonna do? Like, is this gonna be like call on students as they raise their hand and you write it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So can I give you a suggestion?
Mhm.
So yes, you weren't here yesterday. Yesterday we talked about yesterday we talked about making your lesson plans a little more student-centered. One of my suggestions to you would be, instead of you writing each of these on the board, ask the students to come up and write individually. They can come up individually one at a time and write their idea on the board, whatever they brainstorm. Or you could just get one student to volunteer to write everything that all the students said.
Okay.
So one of the things I think we don't realize is, and one of the things that I want you all to learn, as a teacher, you're not doing all of the work. The students should absolutely have a little bit more, you know, they should have more actions taking place in the classroom. You're not doing all of the work. Very good. And the culminating activity, I really like that. I enjoyed that. It looks like that activity is really going to lead to them actually having something to discuss.
Yeah, and
What you want to
then
add to that?
I just wanted to like move it into day 2, so I didn't have to think too much about that.
No, that's good. The research and analysis, first of all, love those verbs. Those are excellent verbs as far as the DOK level of knowledge, the level of knowledge that they'll be using. And the group discussion that will take place for 2 minutes, it says, students form small groups based on similar issues and discuss their initial findings, sharing resources and ideas. So I really want you to think about how you're going to get them in those groups. Are you going to stand in front of the class and say, okay, what are those issues, and group them together? Okay.
But then I might change that, because what if nobody have a similar issue?
I was going to say, you might find a situation where you got one outlier, one person that has a topic that has absolutely nothing to do with what everybody else picked. And that's okay if you do that. You can, then, you can make adjustments along the way. But as long as you know and you describe somehow how you're going to put them in groups. It might be interesting to not put them in similar topics. It might be more interesting where if you just make it random, where count off by 2s. I know that's the old school way, but that works sometimes. No, but I like it. I really like the different actions that's taking place here. That's what I like about your lesson plan. Just make sure you're a little bit more detailed and make sure, again, student-centered. The students should do most of the work. All right, you want to look at day 2? All right, day 2 very quickly.